Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're demystifying a component that absolutely nails this exact problem. I'm talking about the BDT88 transistor. Look, if you're building circuits that demand some serious muscle, this is one hardware component you absolutely need in your toolkit. We're going to break down the core details, the working principles, its unique advantages, and we'll even look at the best equivalent transistors out there. Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll meet the BDT88 transistor. Second, we'll uncover how the Darlington configuration works. Third, we'll dive into real-world power applications. And finally, a quick guide to safe replacements. Section 1. Meet the BDT88 transistor, the heavyweight champion. Technically speaking, the BDT88 is defined as a PNP Darlington power transistor. But what does that actually mean for your projects? Basically, it's engineered specifically for applications needing incredibly high current gain and heavy-duty switching. Its absolute primary superpower is amplification. It takes a literal whisper of an electrical signal and gives it serious, undeniable muscle. Let's do a quick anatomy check. The configuration is a Darlington pair, which, don't worry, we're going to dive deep into in a second. Physically, it's got the standard 3 terminals you're used to wiring up: the base, the collector, and the emitter. Oh, and quick tip, if you're designing something that needs a complementary pair, like a specific audio amp stage, the BDT87 is the NPN counterpart you'll want to pair with it. This is where things get really cool. Think about a standard, run-of-the-mill single transistor. It gives you standard, baseline current amplification, right? It gets the job done. But the BDT88, because it's a Darlington setup, you get an absolutely massive current gain from a relatively tiny control signal. You need way less base current to control a significantly higher load current. It's a total game changer for heavy-duty setups. Moving to Section 2, let's look at how the Darlington works, or as I like to call it, the inner magic. Here is the crucial thing you've got to understand. A Darlington configuration isn't just one component acting alone. It's actually 2 bipolar transistors connected together inside a single package to literally multiply current gain. You aren't just getting one transistor, you're getting a tag team of 2 transistors working seamlessly together inside one piece of hardware. And the way it builds is just brilliant. It's a cascade effect. Step 1, you apply a tiny little current to the base. Step 2, that first internal transistor wakes up and turns on. But instead of driving the load directly, it feeds its output current straight into the base of the second internal transistor. Step 3, that second transistor takes that already amplified current and blasts it massively to the collector. The overall current gain here is just wildly higher than what a single transistor could ever dream of achieving. So what's the ultimate result of this internal relay race? It radically simplifies your circuit design. By cramming 2 transistors into one single powerful package, you are saving precious board space and really streamlining your whole architecture. You get all the power of a complex multi-stage setup wrapped up in one elegant component. Section 3, Real-World Power Applications. Out on the battlefield. You'll find the BDT88 and similar PNP Darlingtons everywhere serious power needs managing. We're talking power amps and audio output stages. Where you absolutely need clean, massive gain to drive large, booming speakers. They are heavily used in high-current switching circuits, too. Building a motor driver where a tiny little control signal needs to spin up a high-torque motor, boom, the BDT88 is your best friend. They also live in linear power circuits, voltage regulators, and rugged industrial controllers. Basically, if you have a tiny signal trying to move some heavy muscle, this transistor is standing in the gap. All right, Section 4, the guide to safe replacements, finding the right stand-ins. Let's talk about stunt doubles. There are few potential equivalents out there, but I need to be crystal clear. Absolutely none of these are guaranteed drop-in replacements without checking the specs first. The BDW94C is probably your strongest candidate in the PNP Darlington family. Then you've got the BDW94B, but you have to strictly check its voltage rating. The BDW94A is another option, just to make sure both the voltage and current ratings perfectly match your specific build. Some reference guides mention the BD546C, but please verify its electrical specs and pinout. And finally, the BDT86 and 86F are related family alternatives, but whether they work totally depends on what exactly you're trying to build. Look, to keep your circuit safe, and to keep the magic smoke inside where it belongs, you have to follow this parameter checklist before swapping out a BDT88. Skipping this is the easiest way to fry a board. Always check the collector emitter voltage and the collector current. Check the power dissipation. Ensure the DC current gain and the base emitter voltage actually align with what you need. And honestly, this one gets people a lot.
Verify the package type and the pin configuration. A transistor that matches electrically will still completely ruin your day if the pins are backwards.
I want to really hammer this home by quoting the source material directly, because it is that important. Quote, "Even if two transistors have similar names, they may have different pinouts or electric ratings. Therefore, check the datasheet before installing a replacement." End quote. Because exact specs can shift depending on who manufactured it or the specific markings on the casing, the datasheet is your ultimate source of truth. Seriously, always check the datasheet. And that wraps up our explainer on the absolute powerhouse that is the BDT88. I really hope you feel totally empowered to use its Darlington magic to control some massive power in your own hardware builds. But hey, before we go, I've got a question for you. Which component are you struggling to understand in your current projects? Drop your requests in the comments, and it just might be the subject of our next deep dive. Keep learning, keep building safely, and I'll see you next time.